Yeah, so I think actually I should have turned up the volume because the different in live playing between the loud and the soft is really extreme, and also I had the volume a little too low. But I think so. It's also, of course, you can hear it's like in a lot of the sections techniques he's playing. He wants me to kind of move between techniques all the time, so it's quite complicated to learn this piece and play it. So it changes a lot of playing techniques. So it's like both, if you look at it like in a section wise, it has this kind of elements of timbre and thus expression in itself that are kind of intermingled. And then it has also the more overall that it's disappearing, of course, in the end. It's breaking down in the middle. And of course, he's like, after this first hectic, then he's adding this with the this kind of let's say timbre, very much based on the color of the instrument. How many different colors can it produce, leading to this with the kind of rhythmic dum down do dim dim. And then you get this kind of. And of course, somehow when I listen to it, the recording, I like it, but it's still, I'm lacking also a little bit to see it because the movement is actually somehow integrated. And that was kind of an inspiration for him to make, now he's almost always using the visual aspects also. He's very known for some of his musical theater works now also.
Sure.
So it's like a lot of kind of the, It's not just the music absolute in itself. It's kind of like the full thing about the performance of the pieces also. So that's why I wanted to show this also a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna translate what you said. But
it seems like everybody understands it well.
I want to make sure one thing. You mentioned timbre and then rhythm. Did you mean that the piece is moving from more timbre focus to rhythmic gestures, or what did you mean to say by
I mean color. I mean it's just each section has different, let's say, emphasis.
Sure.
And in the beginning, you have like one block that is kind of really just. So in general, I would call this piece like it's modulating in sound. It's not like doesn't have like melodies apart from these kind of. Microtonal melodies in the end that I find very nice, but that is kind of the melodic material, you know. I mean, it's much more like a sound material, and then it's a gestural based material. Mm-hmm. The rhythm is strict, but it's changing a lot, and it's modulating also in time. So there is.
So you don't mean to say it's like transformational from one like timbre to rhythm. It's not like that.
I didn't mean tempo. I mean timbre, like the color of.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, it's gradually that like the title suggests that the backside, the soft side, the inner side, the more expressive and intimate side of the instrument. And maybe also of us, how we listen, it wins, it takes over. So this one, I think the beginning, you can kind of, it's somebody playing fast and blah, blah, blah. It's okay, it's fun, but this, it's like, it's like you have to listen to that much more. No, it's much more important. That's kind of the overall. I mean, it's
sure. Okay. So 지금 들으신 이제 인사이드 아웃사이드 인의 구조라든가 이런 거 설명을 굉장히 많이 해주셨는데요. 일단 이 작품 전체적인 구조를 먼저 설명해 주실 때 이제 처음에 그 큰 소리가 나는 그런 아이디어에서 굉장히 섬세한 연주를 해야 하는 부분이 이제 두 가지로 나누어지는 게 너무 확실하고, 그런데 시간이 지남에 따라서 이 두 파트가 음악적으로 시간적으로 차지하는 비중이 점점 달라졌다는 표현을 하셨던 것 같습니다. 그래서 끝으로 갈수록 이 섬세함이 드러나야 하는 작은 부분의 길이가 더 길어졌었고요. 그래서 맨 마지막에 가서는 굉장히 작은 제스처로 마무리를 하는 것으로 이 곡은 이제 끝이 났던 것 같습니다. 그래서 그런 구조에 대한 얘기를 많이 해주시려고 하셨고요. 그리고 이 사이먼 스틴 앤더슨의 작품 성향에 있어서 이 작품뿐만 아니라 저희가 만약에 시간이 되면 더 듣게 될 수 있는 이제 다음 작품 Is it next? What's the title of the next piece?
The other pieces next to besides the ones
Next
you
to
can play
beside,
together.
yes. 네, 이 다른 작품 같은 경우도 그렇고 이 작곡가의 성향이 거의 이제 극적인 모습을 연주자로 하여금 보여줄 수 있을 만큼 이제 그런 디자인을 하시는 것 같습니다. 그래서 이 작품에서도 그렇지만 이 다음 작품 같은 경우도 어떤 연주자의 움직임, 악기를 가지고 하는 어떤 안무적인 움직임을 고려를 하고 이 사이먼 스틴 앤더슨이 작업을 한다라고 말씀을 하셨고요. 그래서 이 작품보다도 이 다음 작품이 그런 성향이 더 이제 많이 이제 보일 작품이었고, 이 아직 안 들은 작품에 대한 설명도 아까 좀 먼저 하셨었습니다. 그래서 그 작품 같은 경우는 굉장히 여러 가지 악기 버전으로 많은 수의 작품들이 있는데 그 작품들이 같은 시간 길이를 가지고 있어서 이 버전들끼리 같이 악기들끼리 그 버전을 같이 연주를 할 수도 있고, 또 어떤 악기를 연주하는 테크닉에 있어서 지금 말씀드렸던 안무적인 측면을 강조를 많이 해서 뭐 악기를 세우고 활로 연주를 한다던가 그런 특수 테크닉 같은 것도 많이 사용이 됐는데, 그런 것들이 사용된 이유가 이런 보이는 부분, 어떤 연주자의 연출, 퍼포먼스적인 측면을 굉장히 강조를 하는 작곡가이기 때문에 이제 그런 것들이 들어갔다라는 말씀을 해주셨고요. 그래서 이 레코딩을 듣는 것만으로는 사실 사이먼 스틴 앤더슨의 어떤 음악을 완전히 느끼기에는 퍼포먼스적인 부분이 보이지 않기 때문에 조금 아쉬운 부분이 있을 수도 있었고, 아까 레코딩을 저희가 들을 때에는 사실 스피커 볼륨이 조금 더 컸다면 저희가 이 큰 소음의 큰 부분과 굉장히 섬세한 부분 사이의 그 크기의 간극을 더 느낄 수 있었을 것 같다라는 말씀까지 해주셨습니다.
Thank you. So of course, at the same time, this piece also explores the instrument in many different ways. You hear some sound, you don't think it's a guitar, so you have like what we call it guiro, like this. Also there are many glissandi, also like non-stopping, something like that. Of course there is rasgueado in the end, and then both with and without nail. Kind of things. These kind of things. I don't remember that's there, and of course this one. In his other pieces, he's also doing in his concerto. So he's very kind of adventurous, and of course then this backside playing and the harmonics because of the scoratura. The tuning, then you have these kind of microtonal things. Now I will tune normally. Because like I started saying this about the inspiration from other composers we saw with Manuel de Falla using Debussy, paying homage. Also Simon Den Andersen did compose some pieces. He's doing that a lot also, using that concept. He recently had an opera, Don Giovanni. It's like Don Giovanni in hell, recomposed. And he is like, it's kind of they play around in whatever opera house they are. In that, it's very much also about movement and running around and also being expressive, but in a kind of completely modern way. In 2008, we did a small tour together where I was playing like a Bach suite, like a normal of the lute suites that we play on the guitar also. And in between, I played his music. So I played the next to beside I played in a version for solo guitar, for one where then I recorded the solo version in video, and then I sat next to it and played, and then that was recorded, and those two played together, and then I played one with a camera. So it's like you had a trio of me playing, but the two were like this sound. So it's quite fun. You can do a lot of things with these pieces. And then I played also just like next to besides, and I played inside outside in. And I played the cadenza from his guitar concerto, and then I played, which is kind of called anti-hero cadenza. It's very funny. So he's basically exploring how to go from normal sound to play in that cadenza, to play kind of something that sounds noisy or dirty, like you cannot really play so well. But it's super virtuosic at the same time. It's quite fun. And then he played also something that leads me back to this about inspiration. And I cannot now. I look at you because you told me you studied in Freiburg with Matthias Sparlinger, and Matthias Sparlinger has this beautiful piece called Adieu or Mon Adieu, based on Renaissance music. And it's like you have like something like, let's say, a cloth. Sometimes if you go to an orchestral edition, you would have to play behind a cloth. You have a curtain. You have something that filters away the music. And this way you can also see that the techniques you apply to achieve a totally different sound, like something you do really know that well, can be like this kind of thing. So I will play a little bit of the piece that is called Beloved Brother. And it's actually just a transcription of Bach. But the thing is, it's not really in tune because it's kind of transcribed. So it's like for backside guitar. I will just play fragments of it so you have an idea of it. So now I never played it on this guitar before, so actually one of the frets were not really responding completely to it, but anyway, you can still hear. You can still hear it's kind of Bach. No? How is it? Sorry. And then I plug behind the string. So it's kind of a way to make something familiar but alien, or like you make you like you hear it for the first time. So it's like, I don't know, if you walk somewhere and you're not allowed to go into the palace up there. I was doing a run this morning and somebody's playing not a harpsichord, but this what is it called?
Cellist.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking of this very even softer, the one you can use, clavichord somewhere. It's a little bit out of tune and everything. And it has the same, I think, clavichord. This is much louder than clavichord almost. Clavichord is so soft and has this kind of quality. So also in this piece there is a lot of the intimacy and the struggle of how you do. So it's good I didn't practice too much. It would be too easy then. You would not like. No, I'm joking. But anyway, it's part of it's also part of it that you struggle a little bit. It's part of the.
Okay. 지금 하신 말씀들은 이제 음색에 대한 이야기와 영감에 대한 이야기 두 가지로 말씀해 주신 것 같습니다. 그래서 아까 다른 음악을 저희가 들을 때부터 음색 표현에 대한 얘기를 굉장히 좀 하셨던 부분이 있고요. 그래서 음색적으로 굉장히 다양한 것을 시도를 하는 그런 작곡가이기도 하고, 지금 계속 같은 작곡가에 대한 얘기를 저희가 하고 있는데요. 그래서 음색적으로 다양한 시도를 하는 것, 그리고 이 영감을 받는다는 것이 아까 마누엘 데 파야 같은 경우 드뷔시에서 영감을 받았다면, 지금 들으신 예 같은 경우는 바하에서 영감을 받았지만, 그래서 바하의 그 친숙한 음악이 있지만 사운드적으로는 새로운 사운드를 저희가 들을 수 있었던 그런 작품입니다. 그래서 익숙한 음악이지만 익숙하지 않게 들리는 것에 대한 탐구에 대한 얘기도 지금 같이 해주시고 있는 것 같습니다.
So yesterday I was playing a piece where there was a prepared guitar. You could say there was a capo here, and there was like this blue tack on some strings, so you had an alien sound. I played here, and I played with this boom sound. So it's just to say that also on this recording and in many pieces, of course, composers are kind of reconstructing the instrument or preparing the instrument in various ways. And the idea in this recording is that the last piece is actually so deconstructed that you don't maybe think it's a guitar playing. It's a piece by Niels Rønsholdt, Danish composer. It's called Wir Eins, so Wir, like we in German. Wir sind hier. And it's part of a series. It was the first piece. And why is it called we or wir? It's because it's like two, well, it has in some way 3 parts, but it has like, apart from playing on the instrument, on the deconstructed instrument, it's a tape part, but it also has breathing part. So it's quite, it's quite maybe intimate. You would say in some way. You can feel that there is a person there. I'm not sure you can hear there is a guitarist. The tape part is everything is played on guitar. It's recorded and then backplayed the other way around. So it was actually some harmonics. So instead of hearing ba, then you hear ba, then you hear the attack in the end. And then where the attack is actually where the prepared guitar is played. You only have 3 strings on, and they are like taken together with like an elastic cord. And then you have some kind of very percussive, but a little bit of glissando. So I think we should listen to it and see if I can figure out to have the score going at the same time. It comes here. It's on the screen. This is the score. It's called the score. Yeah, thank you. Of course, the experience is quite a bit different if you're just seeing or listening. I mean, following the scores maybe takes away a little of the strength of the piece, I would say, but still, for sure, if you just heard it, you would not think, it's certainly not the way I teach my student to play the guitar or the way I learn to play the guitar myself. But so it's here you really have one concept, but he's using the guitar, deconstructing it, refashioning the guitar. But I find I like the kind of the small variation creates then the tension, no? So that it has this kind of sound-wise, little uniform, very repetitive way of being, but then either gradual or small changes really catches our attention. So that's his
Sure.
trademark.
그래서 이 작품에 대해서 이제 일반적으로 기타를 상상했을 때 저희가 들을 수 있는, 아니면 이제 선생님께서 학생들을 가르치실 때 이제 내야 되는 좋은 소리라는 개념은 전혀 들어가 있지 않지만 컨셉적으로 굉장히 흥미로운 부분이 있는데, 이제 그런 부분이 선생님께 어떤 매력이 있었던 것 같고요. 그런 부분은 어떤 것이었냐면 굉장히 미니멀리스틱한 방식으로 작곡이 됐는데, 계속 반복을 하면서 그 반복에 조금씩의 변화가 들어가서 그냥 반복하는 것이 아니라 그 약간의 반복에서 조금씩 생기는 변화 때문에 저희가 계속 들으면서 주의를 기울이게 되는 측면이 있다. 연주자로서도 그런 측면이 굉장히 흥미로우셨던 것 같아요. 그래서 그런 면에서 굉장히 매력 있는 작품으로 생각하셨던 것 같고요. 아까 제가 통역을 해드리면서 조금 말씀 안 드리고 넘어갔던 부분이 있었던 것 같은데, 아까 그 바하의 작품을 기반으로 한 연주는 굉장히 이제 작은 다이나믹으로 섬세하게 연주해 주셨던 그런 작품이었는데, 그거를 연주하기 위해서 아까 스트러글이라는 단어를 쓰셨어요. 그래서 약간 굉장히 작게 소리를 내야 하는 작품인데 굉장히 정말 투쟁이라는 개념으로 생각을, 굉장히 이 연주를 위해서 얼마나 노력을, 주의를 기울여서 해야 하는가, 노력이 많이 들어가야 하는 작품으로 이제 그런 컨셉을 또 말씀해 주셨던 것 같습니다.
So I think this was But I would like to show and tell this kind of like a journey of the kind of guitar from looked upon like just the sounding of the pitch, just trying to play like notes and how to combine it in various ways, and then this kind of both like an inner journey, but also like a journey of tweaking the instrument to the sound world of whatever the composer is imagining, and I find that's very fun to be part of as a performer. So should we maybe round off with a few questions if you have some questions?